Terry, man, how are you?
I'm good, Luke. How are you, mate?
I'm hanging in. It's about 2:30 here in the U.S., 2:30 a.m. So,
Oh,
I'm
where in the US?
Ohio, East Coast.
Wow, wow. Well, I'm sorry to keep you up.
Believe me, it wouldn't be the first night it's kept me up. The longtime Carlton supporter through my dad, and we've gone through some tough years, and I think kind of the toughest thing for me tonight wasn't necessarily the guys who, the players who we've come to not expect maybe the best from, like the McGoverns, the kind of the disappointing players who haven't necessarily turned out. But for me, the most disappointing thing tonight was like the lack of efforts from a Murphy who's given so much to this team, and how Adelaide's mids just consistently beat us to the fall of the ball. It felt like there were a couple of goals, certainly in the second half, where they beat us to the fall of the ball. It takes a bad skip or a bad hop, and somehow we end up on it and counterattacking the other way when they were still the first ones to the fall of it. So I think just the effort tonight was poor, and I think that's kind of to be expected when playing so many games in such a tight window. But I guess more than anything, it's just the effort that was that was the toughest thing to watch, is just guys not giving their all for the jumper.
Yeah, I mean, it was an important game. It was an important game, and I say this. I said this before. The frustrating part is we can be so good, and when we started kicking a few goals in that third quarter, I got that feeling of, are we going to do this again? Are we actually going to win this game again? Because we've got that potential, but we're left ruining. We're left ruining, and we're left wondering, why did they come out like that? Did they expect it to happen? Was the mentality not right from the first bounce? Unfortunately, we're left ruining and asking more questions than what we have answers.
Yeah, and I think the tricky part is, obviously you've got the whatever the four, five, six guys out of the 22 who are kind of just, deadwood or need investment or need development, however big that number is, I guess depends on your perspective. But, the mid 10 to 15 guys of the 22 that we carry on game day, like, need just a basic investment of energy and of caring, and that energy and that enthusiasm isn't there necessarily consistently from guy to guy. Like a guy like Cunningham he just shows it in flashes. A guy like even McGovern, I guess to an extent, just shows that in flashes. And it's just, how do you get all 22 committed for all four quarters? How do you get them signed on for all four quarters? Because as you said, when they're locked in, they're going.
Mm, yeah, no, mate, I love your points. I love your points. Thank you. Thanks for staying up all the way from Ohio and joining. I really appreciate it.
Cheers, guys. I appreciate